warm up your window.
right. All right. Okay. So I was just trying to put the links out and stuff like that. Okay. Start down a little bit. All right. I haven't listened to this full playlist or soundtrack yet, so it gets you off guard sometimes. But all right, let's. All right, all right. Let's. All right. You know what? Let's do this now because I forgot last time I did it like halfway through, but let's do it now. Get a little more light in here. If I could grab this real quick. There we go. We are live now. All right, let's get it started. All right, what's up, everybody? We're back with another live edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Honestly, I forgot which one. I really hoped that was the applause one, and it was the applause one because I have like the little soundboard. I have different ones, like one with my friends and stuff, and I'm just doing random stuff. I have other ones, so I really hoped that was the applause one, and it was the applause one. So good. But yeah, we're here today. Of course, we all know no NBA for the next couple days till Thursday because there's just All Star weekend, the All Star break. Players getting a little rest and stuff. So now we're just gonna be talking NBA, talk about All Star Weekend, some news going on around the NBA because yeah, some things happen, transaction, coaching wise in the NBA going on now. And yeah, I thought, we have 3 days of no NBA. Why not go live today? We might do another one maybe on Wednesday or something, or maybe tomorrow, who knows. But yeah, we're going to be here talking about it. NBA, talk about All Star Weekend, all the stuff like that. And yeah, hopefully, we could just have a good time talking. So, let's get into the stuff. Let's get into it. So let's start with All Star Weekend. All Star Weekend. I made a video on Sunday talking about All Star Weekend, All Star Saturday night. Hopefully you guys can hear me really well. Mic situation is a little farther away. I don't know how loud I really am, but hopefully you guys can hear me well. So All Star Weekend, we know about it. I made a video All Star Saturday night talking about some stuff. Talk about All Star Saturday Night, how it's kind of not the same anymore. The hype, stuff didn't hit the same. Talking about, the skills challenge, which we all know is kind of not really a thing no one really cares about. Shout out to Team Pacers for winning it though, but it was like no one really cared about it. And then 3-point contest was good. Dame, back-to-back champion. 3-point contest was good. That honestly was a really good event. And then of course the Steph versus Sabrina shootout was amazing as well. That was really, really entertaining. Hopefully they keep doing that for the next couple of years, because that was really entertaining to see. And the dunk contest was, we all expect. I think we all kind of knew how the dunk contest was going to be, and it was. Shout out to Mac McClung. He did bring it a little bit. He is back-to-back champion, so can't take anything away from him. But we all know dunk contest wasn't really much. And then we go into last night was the All Star game. I was like, all right, let's see how this All Star game was. Last year's was a very, very bad All Star game. No one really cared about it a whole lot. Adam Silver, a lot of players and stuff talked about it, saying that Adam Silver came into this year telling the players, hey, we got to take the All Star game more seriously. We come to this year and nothing really changed. It was another kind of not very competitive, not very, not a lot of energy in the All Star game. The East ends up winning 211 to 186. 200 points were scored in this game. Damian Lillard wins All-Star MVP, put up, I think, 39 points, I want to say. He hit 11 threes, wins the MVP. First player to win a three-point contest and All-Star MVP in the same weekend. Shout out to Damian Lillard. Shout out to him. No, don't want to take anything much from him. But the All-Star game was another one. It was just kind of like, all right, we could see the players kind of don't really care as much. There wasn't that much defense being played. A lot of just chucking up threes and trying to get dunks, all stuff like that. And there's been a lot of talk about it, obviously, after the All-Star game, after last year's, and then coming to this year where kind of nothing really changed, even though a lot of people thought it was going to change, it said it was going to be changed. And now things being said, and maybe we need to revamp some of the All-Star game stuff. Personally, for me, I didn't mind. I don't mind. I thought it was going to be the first half was going to be kind of like the whatever, and the second half we're going to get into it, But it wasn't really like that. It was like that the entire game. Which, honestly, for me personally, I don't mind like the first half of the All-Star game just being like whatever. Like I don't mind. Like honestly, I feel like the first half, like the All-Star game should have some fun and it should have some players doing some stuff. So I don't usually the first half kind of is like the half where everyone just takes their dunks, shoots their three, does all the stuff like that, and then once you get to the second half, it's like, all right, let's actually start playing now. You know, that's usually I feel like how that happens, and I don't mind it like that. I thought that was gonna be this year. I don't mind it like that. I don't mind the first half just being a bunch of threes, bunch of dunks, people trying to get their highlights and stuff like that. I don't mind that. And then once we get to the second half, then it's like, all right, let's start playing. But then we got to the second half, and it kind of was the same. The energy kind of went down. Like the first half, I really like. I don't mind the first half at all. First half I thought was fun, entertaining. You know, energy was up, and we got to the second half, and then once we started the third quarter, it kind of felt like, okay, nothing's really gonna change. That's when the energy kind of came down, and I was like, okay. I honestly I did not watch the last like 5 minutes. After like the halfway through mark of the fourth quarter, I was like, you know what, I got other stuff to do. I'm not gonna watch it. You know, like I kind of understand what was gonna do it, especially because the East was kind of running away with the game, which also is kind of a little part of why the game wasn't as entertaining because the East kind of just running away for it. The East hit like 40. The East was going crazy from 3-point line shot to Dame, Tyrese Halliburton. They put on a show. Giannis, of course. The East was kind of running away with it, and the West kind of was just like out there, not really doing much. A lot of players on the West didn't take it seriously. Guys like Luka, Jokic, you could tell they kind of weren't really a part of the game, didn't really want to be a part of the game. You know, Cat did have 40, which I was so surprised. I looked back and I saw Cat 40. I was like, what? Cat have 40? But then again, he was like taking a lot of shots and dunking all the time. But that's another factor of why this All-Star game wasn't really competitive. It was, you know, the West didn't have West wasn't shooting the ball well. Even though you look at the roster of the West roster was absolutely insane. In the East, you had like what 4 first-time All-Stars. You had Paolo, Scotty, Maxey, and Jalen Brunson. I think everybody on the East, besides Giannis and Dame, were like 25 and younger. The East was like the new guys. The West was kind of like you had LeBron, Steph, you know, KD, Kawhi, Paul George, you know. But then you also had young guys like Shea and Anthony Edwards and guys like that. But yeah, it just wasn't really another not really competitive, not really fully energetic All Star game. And really, it comes down to the players, obviously. Like, the players kind of don't really care as much anymore about the All Star game and being, like, competitive as they do. Which, to be honest, I understand where the players are coming from, though. Like, I understand. Like, Anthony Edwards said something about this after the game. And I was thinking about it, and I understand, like, why the players kind of play like this the last couple years in the All Star game. Like, I understand it. It's kind of like from the perspective of, like, they play hard 82 games, so no matter how many games they play, 74 or 70 or however many games they play, these star players put everything on the line, those 70-ish games they play, you know, like mentally, physically put their bodies on the line, mentally put their bodies on the line. They're grind, they're locked in, trying to find out how to win games. It's a lot of stress on them, even though, of course, it's a great job that they love and that's their career. Like, who wouldn't want to play basketball, you know, for a living and get millions of dollars for it, you know? But they put all their heart and mind and body into the regular season and trying to win and stressful. And then we get to the playoffs, that's a whole nother, to do that times like 5, times 10, you know? And they really lock in trying to win a championship, trying to do all this stuff and trying to win, make the All-Star game, make all this stuff. And it's like they do that all the time. Why can't they have just one game where all of that is out the window? Why can't they just have a game where it's just like all the stakes are gone? There's not really any stakes. You don't have to put their body on all this hard mode stuff that you do in the regular season. Let's just chill and have fun. You know? Like, it's All-Star break for a reason. It's supposed to be a break from the regular season, especially from, like, the last couple months and a half of before All-Star break is kind of their toughest schedule because that's, like, the real grind. You get really into the season, all the stuff like that. So it's kind of like, why can't we just have a break? That's what All-Star break is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a break and just have fun. And you could tell when the players, like, playing, the players had fun. You know, like, they were smiling, laughing, do all the stuff like that. So it's like, I understand where the players are coming from in that sense of, like, you know, it's All-Star break. Can we just have a break, please? Of, like, all the mental and physical stress we put on our body, and let's just go play basketball for fun, which is what they did. So I understand from that perspective. But when you talk about, of course, the fan perspective, that's a big thing of the fans. You know, the fans make this happen. Like, the fans are the consumer, obviously. Like, with the product, it's like, the players can do whatever they want, but if the fans don't like it, then it's like, you know, it's hurting the league in some ways, you know? And the fans, obviously, we want to see the best players in the world go out and compete against each other. We love the competition. We love the kind of like, oh, what's going to happen? type of mentality in regular games. So imagine if you have the 24 best players in the NBA going up against each other and doing, like, playing a game like that. Like, that would just be absolutely insane. And that's what the fans want, and that's not what we've been getting the past couple years. Like, the last time the game was like this was in 2020, 2021, I want to say. The first year they did the format of course, the Kobe Bryant Award, rest in peace, and they did the Elam ending up to 24. That was super intense. Kawhi won the MVP that year. That was like the last kind of entertaining All-Star game. After that, it's just kind of been like, all right, we're just coming out here and just doing whatever, you know? So, yeah, there's been a lot of talk about that. Also, the All-Star game, the All-Star weekend in general just doesn't hit the same anymore. The players just don't really care or put as much effort into it as we used to get, which, again, I kind of understand from their perspective, because you got to think about it from their side too, not just us as fans, but their side too. Is like, we fight so hard for 82 games to win and put mental and physical stress on us, and do that in the playoffs as well for a lot. Why can't we just have a weekend where we just play for fun, no stakes, no think, just go out there and just do whatever? That's what we want to do, and I understand that. But of course, we want a little more competitiveness as well. So how do we fix it? How do we fix the All-Star game? I don't really know. I was thinking of something. I thought of something last night. I don't know how great it is or how it's not, but I feel like it would be very entertaining. Personally, for me, at least. All right, Cat had 50. Cat had 50. Yeah, I didn't understand Cat having. Like, I looked at the box score after. I was like, Cat had. Like, what? Like, when? Like, was I not paying attention to anything? But, yeah, all right. I was thinking about this idea for the All-Star game. And I don't know how great it. I don't think it actually will happen, to be honest, because the All-Star game in itself is such a tradition. I don't know if they would want to change it, but at this point, you got a lot of things to change. So why not make this happen? All right, here's my pitch to how we make the All-Star game better. Maybe. Okay, we know how the Rising Stars game is now. The Rising Stars game is kind of, the new format. We got 4 coaches. They each draft their own teams with the rookies, sophomores, and the G Leaguers now. They come and have a little tournament where it's like the first 2 teams play against each other, second 2 teams play against each other, then we have a championship game up to 25, and the winner gets money. And that was honestly maybe the best entertainment of the night, of the weekend, was the Rising Stars game. I enjoyed watching the Rising Stars game. Betting Mathurin was bringing the energy. Like, I enjoyed that. Like, those players actually kind of seemed to care a little bit, especially the G Leaguers when they beat the rookies in Pau Gasol's team, because that was their first time being in the actual, like, spotlight and stuff like that. Like, they put on a show, Matas Buzelis and Amani Bates and Mac McClung, obviously. Why don't we do that for the All-Star game? The All-Star game, let's do it like a tournament style. So I was thinking about the little things. All right, so here's how we do it. We make, because usually the top vote getter in each conference gets to be the captain of the team. So it's like Giannis and LeBron. Why don't we do that? The top 2 vote getters in each conference. So I'm just going to say names. So in the West, let's say it's Bron and KD. East, let's say it's Giannis and Tatum. The top 2 vote getters in each conference. They each get they each are captain, and they each get to draft their own team. So you get the pool of All-Stars, the other 20 All-Stars, so there's 24 All-Stars. The other 20 All-Stars, you pick a pool, East or West, no matter what, you can draft whoever you want, kind of like the old format before we went back to East versus West. All 4 of those guys, they pick their own team, so it'll be 24 players, 4 teams, so let's say 6 players per team. Let's make the All-Star game like a tournament. A 5-on-5 or 6v6 tournament of the best players in the game. So let's say Team LeBron and Team KD play against each other, and then you have Team Giannis and Team Tatum play against each other up to like a score of like 40 or 50, so we can get a little bit of fun and stuff, but also get a little serious competitive games as well. And the winner of the 2 games, they go to a championship game. They play to a final score of 24 because the Kobe Bryant Award now, and the winner team gets, they win the All-Star game, and they get like $1 million incentive. And then the runner-up gets $500K incentive. And 3rd and 4th place gets nothing. You have to win a game to get money in the All-Star game. Let's do it like that. Like, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Imagine seeing kind of like a little tournament style 5-on-5 of All-Stars, where it's not like a full game, but it's like a little game you have to reach up to 40 to win. I feel like that would be a lot more competitive. That would be a lot of fun to see the different teams go up against each other. Again, there's probably little intricacies here and there. It's like, how is it going to work? I don't know about that. But, we're just brainstorming some ideas. You know what I mean? Doing that. In terms of All-Star Weekend in general, I think we got to add the one-on-one tournament. As we talked about the last couple of years about adding a one-on-one tournament, the best players in the league going up against I would think maybe like a King of the Court type style. I feel like that would be really really fun. Doing like a King of the Court style, kind of tournament where it's like imagine you have not Paul George, KD, Shea, like all in a one-on-one tournament. I don't know how many star players would want to participate in that, but I think at least the first year always is kind of like a, let's see how it works. Let's see, the stars would get involved just to see how it works, and then if it's fun, then like a three dribble King of the Court. I think between in the All Star weekend would be nice, even if it's bench players. Honestly, like even if like Cam Thomas, that's one of those things, the one-on-one tournament, which even if the stars players don't show up, it would still be fun because you still have guys like Cam Thomas or like Malik Monk or something like that that will go in there and go one-on-one. Imagine like the rope like Jordan Clarkson, like all those guys that aren't all stars, you know. But like, you know what I mean? I'm good, man. What's up, Juan Steven? What's up? But yeah, like imagine that would be crazy. The like all star one on one tournament. Not even the stars are in it. Just all the bucket getting role players like Cam Thomas, Jordan Clarkson, Malik Monk. Who else? Who's another one like a bucket getter role player that's like nice one on one. Bones Highland in that would be funny. Bones Highland. I'm trying to think who else. Bones Highland. I'm trying to go through like every team and see like Terry Rozier will probably be in that somehow going off. A Colin Sexton even. Like there's a lot of guys that would definitely go in there, and that would be super super fun. Learning English, hey, hey, congrats. You know, I just lost my train of thought. Wow, that was crazy. I just lost my train of thought. But yeah, All Star Weekend definitely needs a change. Definitely needs a little revamp because it has not been amazing the last couple years. But you know, at the end of the day, we're still gonna watch. I'm still gonna watch it at the end of the day. So who really cares? A whole lot. Well, the NBA does care, but I don't really. I'm not pushing for anything. All Star Weekend's All Star Weekend, but now we're getting into the real part of the regular season, the second half of the regular season, the last 30-ish, 32, 33 games of the season. This is when teams are making their playoff push. This is when things are going down. We had a little bit of news today, so I'll talk about it real quick. First, Mike Conley for the Minnesota Timberwolves got a new extension, 2 years, $22 million or $21 million extension. Mike Conley at this point, how old is he? 36 years old. That's like the last kind of run for his, and he gets a 2-year extension. Which is really good, really well deserved. Mike Conley got there last year at the trade deadline from Utah to Minnesota, and he's fitting really well. He's kind of been like their kind of guy to calm everything down. Of course, you have Ant, you have Cat, you have all this stuff, and Mike Conley's like the little veteran guy that comes in there and makes everything kind of click together. When he's out there, the Timberwolves are a better team. Even though his numbers right now aren't at the same as it was, of course, in his Memphis days when that was his prime years. But he's averaging 10, 6, an assist, or 6 assists, only 1 turnover per game, shooting 44% from the 3, 92% from the free throw line. Like, he's still really, really good. Even at 36 years old, he just has one of those games where it's like he's going to be able to play for a long time just because he's like, he's just really good. You know what I mean? He's just really, really good. And I really like this for Minnesota. They get their kind of veteran point guard locked down for the rest of the season and the next couple of years. That's really, really good. But the real thing is the Brooklyn Nets have fired Jacque Vaughn. Jacque Vaughn is no longer the coach of the Brooklyn Nets, and it was also announced that Kevin Ollie is going to be the interim head coach for the foreseeable future. I guess the rest of the season. I'm thinking until we get to the off season, then they're going to redo their thing. But I think this is the right move for Brooklyn. I like Jacque Vaughn as a coach. Of course, he came in after Steve Nash. He brings kind of the fight out of this team, all stuff like that. He got his first opportunity back in the bubble when he led that team with like nobody to a playoffs, all stuff like that. Like Jacque Vaughn, I think is a good coach, but it's just at this point the Brooklyn Nets they need a revamp of everything. They need a new coach, need to rebuild a lot of their team, all this stuff. Coming into the season, I was interested to see what the Brooklyn Nets did. Because I definitely think that I thought the Brooklyn Nets coming into the year were going to be a fun team. I didn't think they were going to be good or a playoffs. I thought they were going to be probably like a 40 win, 39 to 42 win team. Be fun, kind of have some big nights, have good defense, all this stuff like that. But they have not been fun at all. They're 21 to 33. They're sitting 11th in the Eastern Conference right now. They're about what 2.5 games out of the play-in. Like they're not that good. Looking at some of their numbers, their offense is ranked 18th. Their defense is 21st. 21st in net rating. Like 23rd in pace. This is not a fun team to watch at all, which I'm very disappointed because at least I thought if they weren't going to be good, they're going to be fun at least, but they're not fun at all. The only time they're fun is when Cam Thomas is dropping 40. And since the first month of the season, he hasn't been doing that really consistently. And yeah, this team just needs a whole new revamp. New coach, new everything. Mikal Bridges also come out the past few days talking about how stuff's not going really well around here. They lost by 50 to the Celtics without Jaylen Brown. Ben Simmons has only played in 12 games. They've had a lot of injury. They had a couple of injuries. Some of their players haven't been performing as well as we thought. Mikal Bridges hasn't been as amazing as we thought after coming off last year where he was a 27-point per game scorer. This year he's dropped down to 21, even though he is still good. Don't get me wrong, he's still averaging 21 points, 5 rebounds, shooting pretty well from the field. But he's not a number one guy on a team. There's been some trade talks about him potentially being moved, which I think should happen because I really do think this Nets team, needs kind of a revamp. Trading away Mikal Bridges, they got rid of Spencer Dinwiddie at the trade deadline. They brought in Dennis Schroeder just to get off of Dinwiddie's contract, probably, to be honest. Traded away Royce O'Neal. They didn't trade Dorian Finney-Smith, what I thought was an L for them, because Dorian Finney-Smith I feel like any playoff team would love to have it, but because there's been reports about them turning down a couple picks for Dorian Finney-Smith, teams kind of like, well, if they're not satisfied with that package, we don't have anything that they want, so you know what, we'll just stay away. And that was a kind of a fumble from the Nets. But this Nets team, they got a lot of moves to make in the offseason. I think it's time for them to just go young rebuild mode. Get a new young coach in. Trade Mikal Bridges. I think Mikal Bridges has a lot of value on the trade market, especially for teams like the Memphis Grizzlies. Has been a team that's been talked about from Mikal Bridges a lot for the past couple years. And I think he could get some value back for them. Cam Johnson as well. Cam Johnson, 40% 3-point shooter. He's really good, even though he has on a bigger contract. That he can get some trade market stuff. I don't know if Ben Simmons has a trade market anymore. And then you got Nick Claxton, that was talked about potentially being thrown around in some trade, stuff. But yeah, I mean, he's a good player. I don't know if I want to trade him, but his contract's also going to be up soon, and he's going to get paid a lot of money because I think he's a really good center. But the Nets just need to redo everything. I think this Nets team just needs a redo, and firing Jacque Vaughn was the first thing of that. Shout out to Jacque Vaughn. Hopefully he gets I think he's going to get another coaching job somewhere, maybe not head coach, but assistant coach. I think he could really do well. But I think this Nets team just needs to go in another direction, And Kevin Ollie's going to be intern, former UConn coach. So we'll see how he does. We'll see how he, comes in and does when he gets a little bit of opportunity. Maybe he becomes a coach of the future. I don't know. I would personally want to go with a younger. How old is Kevin Ollie right now, actually? Let me look. I don't know. Look how old Kevin Ollie is. Kevin Ollie is 51. Yeah, I think he should probably get a younger coach than that. But yeah, that's really all we have right now. Top 5 teams for championship 2024. Top 5. All right. I'm not putting this in any order, by the way. No order. Just five teams. Celtics gotta be Celtics. Gotta have the Celtics in there. Gotta have the Denver Nuggets in there. Reigning champs, obviously, you gotta give them respect. The LA Clippers are in there. And then other 2 teams. Let's see. Celtics, Nuggets, Clippers. Other 2 teams. Championship. Top 5 championship contender 2024. Celtics, Nuggets, Clippers. I think it's the top 3. I want to throw the Bucks in there, but I think wait for the second half of the season. Wait, the first couple games of the second half of the season, I feel like are going to be a big factor for if I want to put the Bucks in there or not. Because they have the talent. It's just they haven't come together. I want to put another East team in there. Maybe, do I say the Knicks? Knicks have the talent, but we haven't seen them fully as a collective together yet. I want to wait to see how the full collective of them goes before I put them up there. This is tough. I thought this was going to be easy one. This is tough because then you also have the West. You also have teams like Minnesota, OKC, they're tough in there. The Lakers, I'm not putting the Lakers in there. Okay, I'll go Celtics, Nuggets, Clippers. I will go with the. I'll put the Bucks in there, even though I don't love putting the Bucks in there. I'll put the Bucks in there, and then I'll put either the Knicks or the Thunder. Either the Knicks or Thunder. I'll put Thunder for now. I'll put Thunder in there for now, but if the Knicks play like how I think they're gonna play second half of the season when their full team is healthy together, I'll Knicks will be heavily considered. But yeah, there you go. Um, the Cavs are a team you have to think about, but I'm not really sure, even though I am a Cavs fan. Being realistic here, I'm not sure how much they are a championship contender yet, but we got to see. Second half of the season starts pretty soon, the next couple of days, and that's what we're really gonna see. How good some of these teams are. You know, um, but yeah, I'm very excited, very very excited for the second half of the season. I think it's gonna be really nice. I've been thinking about maybe doing another stream either tomorrow or most likely on Wednesday, where because I saw Bleacher Report put out an article recently about some of the like win loss, like projecting win losses for the second half of the season for some teams, and I feel like that would be a really good idea. I'll either do it on stream or I might just make it a video, or I'll do it on stream and turn it into a video, which I'm probably gonna do for this too. This is probably gonna be turning into a video. Um, yeah, maybe tonight, to be honest, tonight. So be on the lookout for that. I'm recording this by the way as well, so I could just record it and put it right on YouTube. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's really all I got to say. I didn't expect it to be this short, but I kind of like a shorter stream. Kind of saying my thoughts about stuff. But I definitely think probably Wednesday I'm going to do the, over under win loss projections second half of the season, because I was going to potentially do a video talking about, second half of the season predictions, because I did that last year. Second half of the season, I did like 5 bold predictions for the second half of the season or something like that. And, yeah, and how many of them came true? Let me see. I thought Russ with the Clippers was going to fit, and he kind of did. I thought Scottie Barnes was going to take a jump second half of the season. I honestly don't even remember how that went. I had one about I think I had the Lakers missing the playoffs, which that's a big L because they went to the Western Conference Finals. What are my other predictions I had? I think I had some other stuff like the Thunder make the playoffs. Honestly, I can go back to that video. Let me see. What did I have for a second half of the season? I can go to my oldest videos. That's what thing I talk about. I've been doing this for a year now, which is really weird. That I've been doing YouTube for a year. It does not feel like a year at all. It feels like it's been like 5 months, 6 months to be honest. Like that's crazy. And we're at 5:30. We've been going crazy recently. You know what I mean? Like we've been going crazy. I think we've gotten 113 subs since the start of 2024, which is crazy because I have 400 in the 10 months that I did YouTube in 2023. I had 400 subs, and then in just a month and a half in the new year, I'm already at 100 and something, which we're on a good pace. We're at 530. By this rate, we might hit 600 like pretty soon, maybe next month, mid-year. I don't know. Videos have been going crazy recently, so thank y'all for that. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this later on YouTube, I want to say appreciate y'all. Thank you. Forward, yeah, here we go. I did bold predictions for the second half of the season. Man, this is oh god, you guys can't hear it, but I'm listening to this myself, and this is so bad. This is when I barely had like a little microphone. I had 1 view on this video. I'm muting. I had the Raptors figure it out. What did that mean? I had the Raptors figure it out. So that means I had the Raptors. What do you mean figure it out? Probably mean like make it to the playoffs. I want to say, doing that. The Mavericks are average. That the Mavericks didn't make the playoffs or didn't make the play-in, so I probably fumbled on that. LaMelo Ball finishes it strong. I honestly don't think he played the rest of the season, so I'm kind of 0 for 3. Westbrook fits in. I did that. The Bulls fall apart. They made the second play-in game. I don't know. Lakers missed the playoffs. That's another L. I'm shooting bad. Warriors finished top 6. that did happen. And John Wall doesn't get signed. He didn't get signed. The Thunder make the play in. I had that. So I got like, out of 9, I went like 4 for 5 out of the 9, which is under 50%. But I did alright. I actually want to do that in the future, especially this off season. This off season, I really want to do like reacting to my old stuff. Of like, I'm definitely planning either stream, or I'll probably stream, make it into a video about like reacting to my predictions, because I did a video before the season. I did like predicting the Eastern Conference and Western Conference standings. I did predicting the award winners and stuff like that. So I really want to see how that works out, because I feel like I probably messed up. I don't even remember, to be honest, how much I did there. But yeah, I'm very excited for this new streaming thing. You know what I mean? I'm very excited to keep streaming, doing other stuff. You know, especially, you know, when we have big moments, obviously. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're here now, or if you're watching this later on YouTube, and like, yeah, later, come hang out. I'm gonna be streaming a lot more. I know this was kind of like on a whim. I didn't say I was streaming until like a few hours early. I did it in yesterday's video. But you know, I'm gonna be streaming a lot more. We're doing our stuff, hanging out, vibing out, and yeah. Once again, if you like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, also like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. Let's get our music back on here. One little.
Hello!
Oh. I forgot I changed that sound effect. I forgot I changed that sound effect because I was doing something else with my friends. I forgot I changed that sound effect. That's supposed to be a boom. I didn't mean to. I forgot. Completely forgot. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.